What's up, everybody? Welcome to your show, Daddy's Game Time. I'm Leo.
Hold on, guys. Hold on a second.
What is that?
Dude.
What the?
What?
Hello?
What's up, everybody? I'm Leo, and this is your show, Daddy's Game Time. And as always, I'm accompanied by two of the best dads in the world.
Oh, you were talking to me. Rick.
Francisco, I
Let's
guess.
try this quick.
Rick.
Francisco!
Whoa.
And this is your show. What's up, guys?
buddy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's the holy trilogy right there.
Bring it down a notch.
Sorry.
Bring it down a notch.
Anywho, so what's up, guys? What's going on?
Yeah, what's up, dudes? What you been up to lately?
Not too much, just dadding it up.
Daddying it up? Sweet.
How was Fanime?
Fanime was
Amazeballs.
a life.
Amazeballs? That is actually a new word I never heard Rick said. Amazeballs.
I think I should appropriately address our new audience that are probably watching us for the first time since Fanime. We would just want to tell you guys you're awesome. This experience that we had at Fanime was, I'm not kidding when I say life-changing, because before Fanime I didn't really have too much of an understanding of what cosplaying, cosplaying culture and lifestyle was like, and I got a little glimpse of it, and you know what, I'm very still intrigued by it. I'm still very new to it, I would say, and I just want to know more, and I want to get to meet the people more, because the cosplayers, they just have a really good vibe, a really good environment. Nobody sees, at least from our experience, nobody seemed to feel like they were maybe looking down on you because you were new to it. Everybody was very welcoming, and I thought that was really cool. And I just want to say thank you guys. You guys were great. You rocked.
Yeah, and actually, if you're watching, we have a few people, we're going to give them a few shout outs.
Yeah, definitely. You deserve it.
But, we know of Lonalia, and these are all just Instagram usernames. Of course, we have their real names, but I don't know if we should say them out on the internet. But we know Lonalia, we interviewed her. We also know of Nikki Saar, B-Hug, Stuntman Just Think, which was the guy, Dragon Ball guy, Goku, remember? He was awesome.
That was a good one.
And his wife or girlfriend could be B-Hug was Chi-Chi. Then of course, we have Run Devin Run, which Leo had the chance to photograph. So many of them, the League Vault, and then we have Tofusagi, mostly anime related usernames. Oh God, so many of them. But it's just enough to say that we're really grateful for them to start following us on Instagram or whatever. We're gonna be uploading more interviews that we had with them, because you already uploaded a few of them. Of course, the shows that we recorded at Fanime was pretty awesome. It was pretty great, and everybody was amazeballs, like Rick says, with us. So thank you guys, and thanks for watching.
I think it was more like an eye opener, I guess. You can kind of say it was a convenience store that we knew was there, but never had a chance to go in and shop around and browse its goods.
Well, I've actually gone before. You never really,
well, for me and Leo.
You never really wanted to go when I invited you, so it's like, all right.
It's because it was you. We just didn't want to be with you.
You're lost.
Yeah.
No, but it was definitely an awesome experience. I think it was like how Leo was saying, it was something that we just kind of knew of, kind of heard about, seen some pictures and videos here and there, but it's totally a different experience actually being there as opposed to just seeing it or hearing about it kind of thing. We didn't participate as far as cosplaying ourselves. We didn't do any of the contests or dances or games or anything like that. I mean, we were basically there with our task, to interview, to meet people and whatnot. But even so, just being in that atmosphere, it was like it's something brand new. And it was kind of like, our long lost kind of cousin, kind of kin folk, you know, as far as interest goes. It's like they all just meet up.
Remember back in the day, back in like 97, 98, 99, like our high school years.
We're old.
We back then we used to like hey, did you get any new anime? It's like, nah man, not yet, but I know so and so, they get it straight from Japan, and then I don't know how, but they dub them or not dub them, what's
Subtitles.
subtitle?
Yeah, I remember
like
that.
they get them subtitled at some place over here in LA, and we'd be like oh for real, they got the new whatever. It's like, yeah man, like oh man, let's see if they can like make a copy for us, and obviously they would, you know, and we'd be like just there like boom on it. And I don't know what ever happened to that part of our era where it's just kind of like, it almost seemed like Dragon Ball Z was like the last like anime that we were really into.
Because I mean, you're talking about the time. Now we have, thanks to Al Gore and the internet, we have access to all this new stuff that before it was like we couldn't get it. I mean, if we could, it'd have to be something that we'd have to like literally go out there and search for it. Now it's kind of like, oh, what's that show? Oh, there it is. Let me watch it. So just I guess the what do you call it? Just searching for this new material. It's like that. You could find it anywhere now, whereas before it just wasn't that easy. So I think that's part of the reason why back then it was like, whoa, what is this? And now it's like you got to step it up to a different level. And I think we found it with the cosplay stuff. It's like, yeah, we knew anime, but now seeing it kind of like real life in person, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I gotta admit, like when we went to Fanime, and this was our first time going. I think I mentioned a little bit in our last week's show. I didn't really know exactly what to expect. All I knew about cosplaying was just what I had seen in a few music videos and a few pictures online. I always thought like it's okay, you know, like it's. I didn't think it was like all that great, to be honest with you, but I was still kind of excited to go and you know cover it. And to be honest, I was more excited about actually covering it than about the actual event. And now it's like the opposite. Now it's like oh man, it's so cool. Just the vibe I got from the people, that blew me away. Also, like for example, it wasn't just cosplayers. There were people from other mediums as well, like voice actors that have done video gaming as well, or work for video gaming, and also anime. There was a group that we met on our first day there.
Oh, that's right.
Remember,
yeah.
I interviewed Robbie and the Super Soul Bros.
Yeah, Super Soul Bros. I was trying to remember the name. Yes.
And man, like we got to meet them. They were so cool. They were like inviting us to go watch them.
They were gonna perform
that night, and unfortunately, I had to jam out of the area that same night, so I wasn't able to attend. But they gave me their info. Quick shout out to them, and we'll be showing or putting on some of their music on display and some of our videos, and also a quick interview that we did with them as well. They were really cool, very pro, and I listened to some of their music, and man, it's really cool. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, but how cool was it that it wasn't just people from San Jose? Like, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Arizona. Oh, I'm from Canada. Remember the guy from Canada?
Yeah, Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Star-Lord.
Yeah, Star-Lord.
And then, oh, I'm from LA area. I was like, oh, I've never been to Fanime. This is my first time, and we love it. And it's like, and
which
then
I heard, by the way, through his Instagram, he's planning on doing Mad Max next.
Oh, pretty
cosplay.
sweet. Awesome.
He has a jacket for it, and he's considering for it.
Baby Mad Max?
It's like,
Mel Gibson.
What? Seriously.
Well, I don't know if it's the new one or the Mel Gibson one.
Yeah,
Maybe he can let us know later on.
But the other cool thing, one of the things that I noticed that was really cool is that, and I think it was Mr. Christopher Smith. Remember, Rick, he mentioned that how big of a con it was, and they had such control over it. Like everybody was behaving the way they were supposed to.
Right.
Nobody was misbehaving. And then I heard that our friend Luna Lani had a little bit of trouble.
Oh man.
What do you guys think about that? I want to hear your opinion.
First of all, let's be specific. She went to MomoCon the week after
In Atlanta.
Fanime Con. Yeah, MomoCon in Atlanta, Georgia, and I guess she ran into a little bit of trouble there. Would you say?
Yeah, we actually wrote an article. I wrote an article on the website. If you want to go see it, it's at thatisgameplan.com.
We wrote an article.
And I actually posted video in question. She posted a video on YouTube describing her ordeal, what had happened, and I guess we can resume it to the fact that somebody groped her. She went to look for security, report those people. Security's like,
Well, it wasn't just one. Didn't you say it was like basically?
yeah,
an
like a lot of
ongoing
people.
thing?
Yeah. So finally, she went to complain. People at the con pretty much said like, that's not our problem. She escalated it to the actual coordinator of the con. Guy pretty much told her, look at how you're dressed. You're pretty much asking for it. And she just left, It's like, but I want to know what you guys think about that. I mean, you saw how she was dressed. It was the same costume. It was Officer Caitlyn from League of Legends.
Okay, well, I have to say this.
Okay, I want to see the.
Yeah, I have a line of work where I deal with people that have certain disabilities, and I truly believe that there's fully functional people out there in the real world that you don't know might have a certain tendency towards a certain disability, and unfortunately some people can't resist
The urge.
certain urges. So when you have somebody dressed that way in front of them, they won't be able to resist. And I'm not saying it's okay. It's not okay. It's definitely not okay.
It's never okay.
But you got to understand that if you're gonna dress a certain way, at some point in your career, you're gonna get some of that. But it shouldn't happen. It wasn't okay. It's not cool.
I think
Just really not cool. And the people putting on this event, they just kind of did what ostriches do. They just stuck their head in the sand and looked the other way. And then they didn't want to step.
Do that.
Actually, yeah, the old
They do?
documentaries.
when they get scared, Rick.
They see a rhino charging at them.
Yeah,
and
that's
they're
all
like,
they do. And it's not gonna happen. Nothing's happening if I don't see it, kind of thing.
Totally sidetracked you there, Leo. Continue.
So yeah, it's not okay. It should have been up to the people organizing this event, I think, to control that, and
They failed.
They tried to, they did fail, and at that point, after they failed in controlling that, they could have still owned up to it, and they could have still done the right thing after that. However, they made it even worse by saying like, well, look how you're dressed.
I think
and
that
blah,
was.
Blah. But you have to expect that.
Yeah,
at cons,
I think that's.
when you have cost.
I think that's the worst part of it. Like okay, so it goes both ways, as you were saying. The way that she was dressed, yes. Not saying that she's doing things wrong or bad. I understand it's her costume, it's her and that's what she's doing. And I think she even mentioned that there were others like barely
That were
wearing
worse.
anything and stuff like that. So I get it. It's the taste, the style, and it's cool. But yes, provocatively, dressed, you're gonna draw that attention. There's no way to avoid it. It's gonna happen. The worst part, I think, was what the security, according to her, did. They just basically brushed it off and kind of basically
now,
said,
I
"You're
have
at
to
fault."
say also, like, we're saying all this because
It's out of context. We only know her side.
Right. That's all that we know about it. If you happen to be an organizer out there and you're watching this video and you want to give your side of the story, if there's more to it, feel free to get in touch with us and we'll
Definitely.
discuss it. Well, there's a fly in here.
Yeah. It's gone.
Okay, so we'll discuss it and we'll see if
Yeah, you
there's
started
more
the story as
more
well.
to the story. We always want to give both sides of the story.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, to every story.
Just
but
like the me chopping down Groot.
There you go. Oh my God.
explain.
Oh, man.
Explain.
It's so
You gotta explain
embarrassing.
right now.
It's embarrassing. Like there's no way around it. It's like Pancho and I we had came back from having lunch. We were walking back towards the
Burritos
convention
this
center.
big. Like, can you see? Dude.
Huge burritos.
Actually, with Rick, we were gonna eat a burritos Dilla. We saw the picture. It's like a little baby burrito.
Little baby.
We never found them, but
We
anyway.
here at Daddy's Game Time do not eat babies.
No,
It was a
It
burrito
was
the size of a baby.
size of a
We have babies. We don't eat them.
All right, so
Okay, back.
So we came back from
to the
lunch.
story. We're walking back from lunch, and suddenly it's like Groot standing right in front of me. And this
Oh.
dude in a
he's like on
costume.
stilts, maybe.
He's on like little stilts that make him probably like a foot taller than what he really is. So he looks like he's maybe almost 8 feet tall or whatever it was.
And he has
And-
trouble walking.
And I'm like, oh man, he looks so cool. His costume is like, I would say almost movie quality,
Oh yeah.
perhaps, you know.
Mhm.
And I'm like, wow, I gotta get this picture. So I tell him like, hey dude,
But we're at a stoplight.
we're at a stoplight, and I'm like, I'm gonna
Light is
do it.
red.
I'm gonna do it. I don't know if I'm gonna have a chance to see this guy again. So I'm getting my camera out, and I'm like, Groot, picture please. And he's like, he just poses. He does his like the surfer thing with the hand. What's his hang loose?
I think so.
And so he's like this, and I take his picture, the light turns, and I'm like, okay, cool, thanks a lot, man. And I'm putting my camera away. And the next thing I know, I hear a lot of people going, whoa, 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 whoa. And this guy falls down, and I'm like, oh man. And I see Pancho.
Okay.
I see Pancho, and he
Okay.
starts walking away.
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him
I see
finish.
Pancho, and he's like starts walking away, and I'm not even too sure he actually got to see the thing, but I'm like looking, and I'm just like in shock, like, oh man, I knocked down Groot. Like, oh. And then I walk up like behind him, and I'm like trying to put my hand on him, and there's like this group of like just people, like I'm like tight in there, like they're all trying to help this guy out. Everybody was super friendly, and I'm just like, I was like,
Freaking Leo.
and I just like barely touched him.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Yes.
I just like barely touched the guy. And
Okay, let me
Hold on.
say.
When he was down, by any chance did he say I am down?
No, okay, now
Okay.
let me now just tell you what I saw. That is completely different from what Leo just told you. So we're at the stoplight. There's another people taking pictures of Groot. He's already posing for pictures. Leo's like, oh my god, I gotta take this picture. Grabs his camera, gets it ready. Guys are already done with their pictures. And Leo calls, hey Groot, can I take your picture? When Groot turns around, the light turns green. Leo takes his picture and everybody starts walking. It's like, all right, Groot, it's time to walk. So because he's in this position looking down, he turns and tries to start walking and falls down. And I'm looking at Groot coming down, and Leo is like, oh, and I'm like, oh, so we're wearing the same shirts. I'm like, I don't want to be associated with Leo right now because he just caused Groot to fall. So I start walking away. I don't even acknowledge Leo. And then you see that a lot of people are trying to help Groot. Leo didn't even do this. Leo started walking, like not even acknowledging the
No,
poor
dude.
girl on the
Pushing
floor.
See,
no, I saw you were already walking away, so you weren't even looking back
I
anymore.
just wanted to know.
And
Not
I
me.
saw you, and I was like, oh, dude. Like at that point I didn't know like to walk behind you or to
Yeah,
go
I'm
get
like,
this guy, and I was like,
see,
I
to
wanna,
me-
and I just went like barely touched them, and I was like, oh, it's useless. They're already carrying him, and so I walk over there.
Tag your-
So if Groot, I don't know what your name is, guy that was in the costume. I'm so sorry.
I
knocked
am
you
sorry.
over. I am sorry. I tried to pick you up at some point, but
See, to me,
they were already getting you up
I'm,
anyway.
I'm gonna be like, I'm the middleman here because I wasn't there and I've heard both sides of the story. To me, this is what it seems like. You obviously didn't cause that purposely. It was an accident. He fell down.
yeah.
There was a group there helping him, whatnot. Okay. To me, you should have just at least stood there until they got him up and be like,
Can I take your picture again?
no, not like not get out like, oh, bam, that was awesome, but be like, oh, I'm sorry, dude. Like, even if it wasn't your fault, it comes off as you took a picture, he found, you're like, man, and just walk away. That's what it comes off
Like,
as.
shit happens. Like, you know.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. The jerk reporter photographer part of me almost was like, I'm gonna take pictures of this happening.
You know you did.
As
You know you
falling
had your
down.
cell phone like on the floor.
No, but I put my camera down and I walked up to him and tried to pick him up. But
Tag.
if I would have been Magneto, I would have been good. I was like,
But he's not magnetic. He's wood.
Okay, so moving on, guys. Sorry, Groot, but we have to move on. Ewan McGregor.
yeah.
Have you guys heard about that?
Yeah, Train Spotting too.
No. Supposedly there's a big
The
rumor,
island?
and this is all rumors. It's all rumors. Basically, what they're saying is that he's gonna be Obi-Wan Kenobi once again. They have heard him, or people close to Disney have said that they've heard that there's negotiations happening at the moment for a Star Wars story, kind of like the Star Wars anthology series. We've already talked about Rogue One, and then there's also going to be the new Boba Fett story center story. So now they're saying that they want to do a story arc on 3 films, so a new trilogy spanning between episode 3 and 4. And they want Obi-Wan Kenobi to be there. Ewan McGregor will reprise his role, and most likely it will be about how he takes care of Luke in Tatooine. How he discovers how to become a ghost, a Force ghost, when Vader kills him. And yeah, it's pretty interesting
It's a
because they
special
never
move.
explained that. Like in the original trilogy, we see Obi-Wan Kenobi becoming a ghost, and then at the end of Return of the Jedi, we see Anakin,
the three,
Yoda,
yeah.
and Obi-Wan becoming ghosts. But in the original trilogy, or on the prequel trilogy, they were supposed to explain how they were able to accomplish that. And I guess there is a part at the end of Revenge of the Sith where Yoda tells Obi-Wan that he has heard Qui-Gon and has told him how to do that, but they never explain why or how it happens. So this
Like
movie,
Harry Potter stuff up in
there you
there.
go.
So is it safe to say that Ewan McGregor reprising his role as Obi-Wan, is he our last hope?
Dude, that would be so awesome. And we were thinking about this is because I
only
think
hope.
Disney is actually taking a page from Marvel, and they want to build a Star Wars cinematic universe. It seems like, because they want to do all these movies outside the original trilogy and the new trilogy that's happening in November. And it'd be really cool if you have those characters outside of the already canon set movies, and if they have them interact, like, oh, Obi-Wan is going to be in this movie, but he's also going to be on whatever other movie, it'd be really cool. I don't think he's going to be in the Force Awakens, because that's many years after he passes and he's old, and unless CGI, they can always make him look like Sir Alec Guinness. So who knows? And it's possible.
They did it to Schwarzenegger.
That or what's his name? Tupac. Hologram. They can have, and he's already technically a hologram, so they can bring back Sir Alec Guinness to be in the Force Awakens. How cool would that be? I'm pretty sure he has to deal with his family, maybe giving permission to use his image and voice alike, whatever. But dude, the technology is at a point
while
where
they're at it, they should do that
Exactly.
with Bruce Lee.
there you go. No,
Make
yeah.
him like the new guy. Like
You
the new
laugh,
bad
Rick.
guy.
No, it's cool.
but-
Just get a bunch of dead people and reprise their roles with holograms.
And make one movie, just one movie with all these people. How cool would that be?
You know what's funny?
Bruce Lee as Goku.
Hey,
You
there
know
go.
what's funny is, like, I've been saying this since back like 1996, since I first found out about
Holograms?
no, not holograms, but CGI.
CGI, yeah.
And I've been, because I've always been a big Bruce Lee fan, and I've been really into sci-fi and special effects movies, and I've always thought to myself, one of these days, one of these companies has to get good enough at doing the CGI special effects to where they can, in a way, resurrect a human being and start doing movies with them again, with their likeliness.
I'm pretty
And
sure at some
I
point.
think Bruce Lee has been always the guy on my mind where it's, I've always thought to myself, like, I want to see a new Bruce Lee movie in a new setting where he's just like doing the same old thing that he always did, and
I'm
but
pretty sure
a brand new movie
At
and
some point,
all CGI, but make the CGI look realistic enough to where you think like, oh wow, it's really him,
I'm pretty sure at some point they're gonna get like this huge like word bank. They're just gonna pay the actor to record their voice, say random phrases, words, and whatnot. And long after they're gone, they're just gonna create movies, of course with their permission, because they're obviously doing this and getting paid and whatnot. But they're just gonna have CG movies of, imagine Captain Sparrow making like 20 more movies after
not
he's
even
gone.
that. They could get.
But they have his voice.
They could get like a professional actor that can imitate.
I mean, look
or
at Christopher
professional
Smith.
imitator.
We were talking about that with him. You know how he reprised Luke Skywalker's on the fourth trailer for Ellen show. So
Yeah, so you can get a professional actor. I'm sure most people won't really mind that. They'll understand, like even if it's like a little, syllable off of what the real actor would say.
But then again, with software, I'm sure they can tweak it as well.
Yeah, they could definitely tweak it. I mean, even now you have for example, all these Michael Jackson imitators that sound
Just
exactly like Michael Jackson. Like they could do something like that, I would assume, with an actor. Of course, it would be more meticulous. The process would be, but it could. I think it can be done.
Mr. Burns, Ned Flanders, Moses Slack, many other Simpson characters. I forgot the guy's name. The actor, he pretty much is not gonna be in the show anymore. And Fox already said,
the voices.
yeah, Fox already said that they're just gonna replace him. They're gonna get someone that sounds like him and do the show. And the reason why he's leaving the show is basically, I guess they couldn't get to terms, and it was his way to say like, all right, you don't want to come to terms, I quit the show.
Yeah.
Maybe thinking that they were going, oh no, don't quit, whatever. But I guess he didn't realize that he could.
Bluff.
Exactly. Yeah.
That sucks.
Hollywood.
But it's not gonna be the voice like exactly.
I know.
It might be something similar, but it's just not gonna be the same.
I'm excited to see who they pick and what they sound like.
I don't know.
I just want to see if he can get the Navarino, Ned Flanders lingo that he gets, hopefully Dockley.
To me, I think when they do that, like in movies or in anything, when they replace the main character that you've been accustomed to, whether it be just the voice or the actual actor, I think it just kills it for me. Like the rest of the series, the rest of the movies, or sequels or whatnot, it just kills it. Like it just doesn't feel like it's the same character, just a different actor. It's not the same to me. It's like it's gone.
Yeah.
But taking it back to like
Holograms.
CGI and bringing back deceased actors and performers, I think it would work.
They should bring Arnold back. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a good actor.
Let's let him die first.
I was gonna say he's still alive. He's not our governor anymore, but he's still there.
Yeah. No, let's not bring him back as governor.
The governor.
Yeah, well, folks, we have to take a small break so you can hear the fly buzzing around us, and maybe we're can kill it.
Get away.
No. We're gonna put it in a cage so that the people don't get FEMA on us or
that's
FEMA.
right.
Yeah, whatever.
No, we're gonna go totally Miyagi and Karate Kid on and be like, bam.
Well, guys, we're gonna take a few moments right now so you can hear from one of our affiliates.
Hi everybody. Well, today we're gonna have a new segment into our show. We're gonna talk about this book right here. It comes from Schiffer Publishing, who graciously sent us this book for review. It's basically the 100 great console video games from 1977 to 1987.
How many?
100. It's actually written. Where is the author? Oh, right here. Brett Weiss is the author of the book, and it actually has a foreword, very important, by I don't know if you guys saw that documentary, The King of Kong.
Yes, I did.
Remember the guy who was the I don't know if he's the owner of Twin Galaxies.
Oh yeah.
He wears
the older man with the Foot Locker
jersey.
shirt and the beard.
Not Foot Locker, but yes.
The arcade
Yeah.
runner or
Yes.
dude.
He's the record
black
keeping.
and white shirt.
The record
He's
keeper.
the record keeper.
The watcher.
And well, he actually gives a foreword about this book. It's very interesting because Brett, the author of the book, said that he met this guy, which what was his name? It's Walter Day. Walter Day.
Show them.
It's the Here it is. It's the author and the four words Walter Day, who is the owner, record keeper of Twin Galaxies. Fred met Walter at one of those video game conventions. He actually, asked him if he will, write the foreword for his book. He was currently working on it, and he's like, yeah. I mean, that guy is very passionate about video games. As you know, whoever saw the documentary, The King of Kong, if you haven't seen it, I don't know what have you been doing with your life. That's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
Very sad, dude. I had like a tear, like
yeah.
A cholo tear.
Well,
tattooed.
Anyway, back to the book.
Back to the book.
It basically gives you, a little bit of information of every game. Included in the 100 best, console games. Not only that, but it gives you tidbits of things that you probably didn't know about it. How many systems had it been? What are you doing there, Leo?
Sorry, I can't control my knocking.
How many?
Compulsive knocker.
How many systems it had been developed for? Fun facts, and the reason why he made this author's list. He does say at the beginning of the book that just because he's giving you this list doesn't make it so. After all, it's an opinion. But it's pretty spot on. I mean, most of these games, they're really great and they do deserve to be in here. Games that we know of, like Joust, Warlords from the Atari, system, Donkey Kong, of course, Mega Man, and Legend of Zelda, many classics, Metroid. It's just great. I recommend it to anyone that's a fan of video games. Go on and buy this game or this book because it's pretty awesome. And you can go and get it from Schiffer's Publishing. Now, Schiffer's Publishing, they're our affiliate. They're actually a family-owned company, and they've been in business since 1977. So they're very great people, and they actually have this thing that if you talk to them about a book idea, they probably will publish you if they think it's good enough. So whatever interest you have, from video games to drama to historic facts, things like that, any book that you can think of, they probably have it. So hit them up, and they're at Schiffer Publishing or schifferbooks.com. That's their website. So check them out.
Oh man, so that seems like it was a pretty cool book, wasn't it?
I love it.
Yeah.
That was an awesome book.
Yeah. Well, moving on, guys. A little something's coming up in a few weeks.
A little some
Little
sour night, perhaps.
Sweet and sour.
E3, the big show! The big Electronics Entertainment Expo. That's like the Super Bowl for gamers.
Kind of. I don't know, it's kind of weird, special. Trying to do E3, guys. Like coming out of it.
E3.
Easy. My cholo glass.
So, what are you guys looking forward to the most at E3?
Oh man.
The games.
Games?
Yeah.
What games? Is there anything special being announced, or?
The games.
Because honestly, to be honest with you guys, I don't really know much about E3 right now. What they're gonna be showing
man.
off.
I haven't looked into it.
There's no new consoles either.
I have to give most of the companies props. They've been pretty good about keeping their secrets this year, whereas before it has been leak after leak after leak. By the time E3 got here, there were really not any major surprises. So I think most of them have learned from that. But Bethesda, I think is the name of the company. They put out their new Fallout 4 announcement. Well, not announcement, trailer, which is something that people have been practically begging for a long time.
What is Fallout about? Is that the one with the electricity and?
No, that one's a different one.
It has electricity somewhere in there.
Fallout.
Well, it's like an apocalyptic time Fallout, a Fallout shelter. It's basically just like the whole end of the world has happened kind of thing, and it's just the people living their lives after. So there's gangs, there's violence, there's just craziness going on.
And it's an open world game in first person, so you probably won't play it.
So that's the internet.
No, you can actually change it to third person.
You can?
I think the previous game, I think it allowed you to switch it to a third person view.
Cool.
If I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
But Yeah, man. As you guys
could
know,
be mistaken.
As you guys know, I'm not a big RPG guy. It has to be a pretty special RPG for me to get
What's
into
got
it.
2 thumbs and loves RPGs?
Rick is.
This guy.
But I one time I got the game because I got it on the cheap for $5 on the Craigslist.
On the cheap.
On the crag.
and I got the game and I was like, I'll just check it out for a little bit. Man, I might have to, resell it, but it's pretty popular. I want to see what the big hoopla is about. And I checked it out, and that 5 minutes turned into a whole hour of me just like, oh man, this is pretty cool actually.
Yeah. We gotta start putting like an actual timer next to the screen because we always do that.
Yeah.
Oh, just 5 minutes. An hour passes by like, oh dang.
Yeah, it's like oh man, I didn't change my kid's diaper. No, I'm just kidding, guys. No. What? What?
No.
What? Huh? What was that?
No.
Okay,
Anyway.
so that's one game. And what about like no consoles, nothing
No,
like that? Nintendo's new
I hear-
add-on.
I hear Nintendo is gonna push the cell phone market a little bit with
Android.
some games.
I heard that.
As
So-
in mobile gaming or is
Yeah,
it...
they're entering mobile gaming with I think the company called NX or something like that. I'm probably wrong on the name, but they partnered up with a company to bring some of their franchises to mobile gaming.
Yeah, but it's not only that. See, they're starting with that, but what I've heard, there's a big rumor saying that Nintendo's new console is gonna be Android based, and it's the first time anybody's gonna do that. Like, because you have Microsoft, like they have their Xbox, and now Windows 10 is gonna be connected, to your Xbox. And I think Nintendo is actually partnering with Android, and they're gonna have something similar going,
See, that would
where
be
you're gonna
cool.
be able to stream games onto your cell phone or tablets, from your console. Of course, it's all speculation, but there's news.
And that's the other thing also. I've heard rumors about them working on a new console. Actually, I think it's Shigeru Miyamoto, their famous designer and developer, I guess now. Nintendo's a developer. He's one of their employees. Anyway, he's been talking about not specifics about the new console, but that they're working on something. Just simply that they're working on something. So I wonder if we'll hear more about it at E3. Console. Well, Nintendo's not gonna have a conference there, but they're gonna have their Nintendo Direct, which is where they announce a lot of things, and they announce pretty major things at E3, I've noticed.
And when you mention that, it's because I don't think that Nintendo has really that good relationship with the E3 organizing committee anymore. And I think, I don't know, this is all rumors, but what I've heard is that E3 pretty much told them, like, well, you need us, so you need to come to us. And Nintendo was like, we had Nintendo Direct, so.
From what I know about Nintendo, historically, we love Nintendo. However, historically, they've been a hard company to do business with.
YouTube partners,
even
they
when
know that very well.
Especially when they were at their height. I don't know if you guys have read this book. I forgot the name of the book, but it's
the licensed by Nintendo.
It's a book about it's called The Console Wars. I forget the author, but The Console Wars, and they mention.
There's a little seal right
They
here.
mentioned all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes, and
The Made in China
in a
seal?
way, it almost seemed like
Official
yeah.
seal.
Nintendo.
Licensed by Nintendo.
Nintendo used the excuse that they didn't want the console market to crash again, so they would create these artificial shortages of their cartridges for the NES. This is an N64, but for the NES cartridges, only Nintendo could provide the shell.
Yep.
And only them.
Oh, yeah.
And the companies would provide the software that was recorded into the shell. So the companies were at the mercy of Nintendo to how many copies they could have made, and they were limited to how many games per year they could release. So Nintendo claims it was all for quality assurance so that the customer could get the quality games. But they found out at some point that Nintendo was doing this also because Nintendo was trying to push their own games in front of all these other ones, and they didn't want the competition.
So it's basically limiting to trying to make theirs look better and taking away like saying,
It's
like, no, these
basically
are
the
crap
music
games, we don't
industry. Music industry made the CD. They developed the CD and made the artists pay for the CD. I don't know, hundreds of dollars on a 25-cent value CD. It's the same idea. You know, they make a product, they license it. If you want to be part of it, you need to pay us so much money, and there's no other option. So Nintendo was a big boss back then, so it's like, all right, we have to pay it.
The difference with the music
Big
industry
boss?
though is the
Big boss?
music industry
boss.
was charging something reasonable, and they weren't providing artificial shortages of that product. You know, the CD-ROM. Nintendo was, and Nintendo was charging a very, very high percentage.
You're talking bad about Nintendo?
Unfortunately, I'm just talking the truth.
I love Nintendo.
And it's not good. The truth is not good. You should read that book.
I like Nintendo.
Nintendo was.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
Pancho's heartbreaking.
See, when the
Nintendo, what they were doing is they were charging an outrageous percentage to the other developers just to have their games on their console, and eventually that's what ended up breaking Nintendo in a way. You don't see third-party support for Nintendo almost at all anymore. Compared to Microsoft, compared to Sony, it's almost non-existent, and it's because of that. They continue to do a lot of the same practices that they do back then.
Yeah, but now you have Sony
really
and Microsoft paying a lot more money than Nintendo
Paying a lot more money.
for developers to go join them.
Well, yeah, they have their development companies. That's right, but that's not why third parties don't go to Nintendo. Like EA, you almost see nothing from EA go to Nintendo anymore.
Because
And
of
it's because
jerks.
Nintendo, all the way up to the N64, they were kind of like, in a way, like the big bully. And that's where Sony, in a way, Nintendo Nintendo and Sega combined, they kind of motivated Sony to start their own thing. And there's a big history there. And
Big history, guys.
I'm sure you guys could go on YouTube and check out the history of
Not until we're
Sony.
done.
yeah, you gotta check us out first.
We got a couple more minutes.
But long story short, Sony launched. They were very open. They were very fair. They were very willing to develop, to work with third-party publishers, and that's where gaming kind of went to the next level. And Nintendo, I hate to say it, kind of stayed there. They still make great games. I love Nintendo. They're still one of my favorite developers, one of my favorite companies, and I still support them. But yeah, they need to, with this next project that they make, they better start thinking outside their own box. You know, they better start maybe evolving along with that.
In reality,
else does.
all platforms, all companies are doing that. What do you consider download content? They're restricting what you have.
Exactly.
They're limiting
EA.
what you can
One
play
big example.
until you get more and more and more of their stuff. So it's not hardware wise now it's strictly software. They're putting that cap or that filter, that QA.
Well,
And you touch a very big important point. Nintendo does not do that. DLC, at least when it comes with the Wii U, whenever they're gonna have a disc, the DLC that's supposed to be released on the PSN and the Xbox market, whatever, already comes in the disc for the Wii U. So they are evolving, Leo.
Well, no, that was one example. What I mentioned about that.
Nintendo, I love you.
But no,
We're from hate to love.
But yeah, DLC. Like, how much does it cost to get Link on Mario Kart? Last time I checked, they were charging me $5 to get Link on there.
But that's optional. That is not
Yeah,
nothing.
you don't need
You
it.
don't need
Yeah,
them.
that's,
You don't need
you
that.
don't need
You
them.
need the levels from Battlefront.
It's like DLC for certain games. You don't need the DLC to beat the game. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but if
That's
your
just
friend has a
it's all
map,
optional.
if your friend has a map
No, but
that you want to play with
go-
your friend and you don't have it, you need to buy it.
And it's not even that. It's because
Same thing with Link.
No, you don't need
No,
Link.
nuh-uh. Because you're gonna get the core game, the full core game. You play it through all the hours that you spent. Now you're talking about an alternate costume, an alternate character design, whatever. That's additional. That's not needed. I wouldn't pay anything,
Yeah,
not even
exactly.
$1 for that. I wouldn't care. But now, if you're given a CD or a game that is only going to last X amount of hours because it was intended to be short to begin with, that's where it's like, what the hell?
That's one Break pays for Destiny. No extra
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'll do it because I like it. You know, I want it. But that's what I'm saying. It's not just it wasn't just an extra costume to the guys that I'm already using. It was a continuation of the actual story. So as opposed to buying a full-on game, they made the first part short. Then they got the second third, and then the third now came.
See, but that's why you don't have games like Destiny on Nintendo. It's a third party. It's for multi-platform, but it's not on Nintendo. And like EA, for example, they stopped supporting the Wii U because at some point Nintendo's very protective of their properties, and I understand why, and it's okay. But at some point, me as a gamer, I would love Nintendo to be a little bit more open from now on, because we want more other types of games also on Nintendo platforms. I think gamers as a whole would win if that were the case, because Nintendo's gonna get their hardcore audience like us, where we still buy their consoles despite it mainly being just to play the first party
hardcore
games.
gamers are gonna get the
Zelda.
consoles.
That's all I need.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's probably my biggest thing I'm waiting to see at E3. Zelda.
Wow.
They're talking about Star Fox. I'm not too hyped about Star Fox, to be honest with you. To me, I want to see more of this Zelda open world.
It's not gonna be one of those Link Ganon fight scenes that was
That never
promised
happened.
Oh,
That never
no.
happened.
That never
No.
occurred.
Last year they actually showed him playing
Yeah.
through the game, so it's legit. I think. Yeah.
But yeah, no, in general,
My biggest
I mean,
fear though would be if they just say like, no, we're gonna not release it on the Wii U. It's gonna be
for the
for
next
for next
console.
console.
But I mean, okay.
I don't know what I'm gonna
They
do.
have to have a Zelda though, because they have at least 2 Zelda
Yeah.
games for every console.
Well, wouldn't they make it for both platforms though? Kind of like what they did with
GameCube and the
Twilight
Wii.
Princess.
Twilight Princess.
They did that.
It was
Yeah.
designed for
GameCube.
originally, but then the Wii came out, and then they said like, well, no, let's bump it up. So, but I mean, ultimately, every console's going to do that. They're going to tailor their product for a specific, type of group, that they're targeting. But regardless, the hardcore gamers, they're going to go for it. They're going to get it, whether it's download content, whether it's a small game or a large game, whether there's additional bonus content to it or not. They're not going to care. They're going to get it because they want to get it. They're playing it because they want to play it, not because all about Nintendo, all about Sony, all about Microsoft. It's just, that's just how it is. Business-wise, they do what they got to do, but as a gamer, it's just whatever. I'm going to play the game because I want to play
Yeah,
it.
I think the bottom line here would be we want a console where we're gonna get as many different types of games as possible on the same console.
I don't
agree.
think-
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's probably not. And you know what? I hate to say it, but even if Nintendo continues their practices where they're hard to work with other developers and so push them away, we're still gonna get it. Nintendo, whatever it's called.
Nintendo Heart.
Come on, Rick.
No, I don't got the Wii U.
Oh, like 2 hearts out of 3 still gets Link,
True. True.
It's okay.
to the dungeon.
It's okay.
All right, guys.
Messed up.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Not
think we
even
should
right.
cut it off now because we gotta let our guys go check out those Nintendo informative videos that you were talking about.
What? Just one
Go check
more
them out,
thing here.
guys.
One more thing. What are you expecting from Sony this year?
I don't even know.
Or what are you expecting from Microsoft?
Why Microsoft?
Because you were the only guy of any of us to have
But
an
out of the
Xbox.
3 of us, yes, I was the only one that got a 360. I'm not like a Microsoft
Traitor.
hardcore fan.
No.
All right, let me say this. I owned a PS1 and a PS2 before these guys ever even had one. When Xbox
True.
360 came out, I said, well, I already got Sony, let me go for Microsoft just because. And Halo was on it, and I said, Halo was awesome. So I got an
It's
Xbox.
true.
These guys were like, oh,
So
whatever.
he's the Xbox guy now.
No, that part's not true. We never
No.
went.
No, we didn't.
Oh, it was more like, hey.
No. We said that he was dumb because he had Xbox. That's what we said.
Yeah.
And then we got a PlayStation
We're allowed
3.
to be immature sometimes.
Plus,
all the
we were what, like 18 at the time or 19?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
So 12.
Somewhere.
Anywho, all right. Well, guys, it was a nice show. Everything's great. Everything's awesome. Unfortunately, we have to go.
Everything.
So anywho, next week we'll have another review of our affiliate here, Schiffer's Publishing. This one is pretty cool. If you haven't gone and check out their website, it's schiffers.com, or actually I don't know if it's just Schiffers. It's actually schifferbooks.com. So go check them out. They have really great titles, like this one here that we talked about, and you'll find there, pretty much something for everyone. Plus, one of the biggest things that we didn't really touch upon is that Schiffer Publishing gives you the opportunity that if you have an idea for a book, they'll publish your book if they think it's good enough. So, like this guy right here, you can also get
I know
published.
at least one person that's into stories,
So, there you are. Check them out, hit them up. They're very friendly people, and they'll listen to your story, see if it's worth publishing.
So, with that said, I'm Leo.
I'm Rick.
And Francisco.
And remember, guys, game responsibly. Dudes, we forgot to do the outro.
Oh crap!
What? Outro? What?
Yeah, we forgot to tell our fans to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh my gosh, dude!
We'll do it right now.
They're
Do it right
counting
now.
us, Leo. We got to tell them.
Dude, we
Dude,
totally forgot.
Just tell them.
Okay,
No.
please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Tell all of your
With
friends.
intensity.
Tell all of your friends. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Comment.
You're gonna scare them. Okay, you're scary.
You're gonna rupture a vessel there, Leo.
Seriously. Okay.
Next week's episode
Tell your
of Daddy's
friends
Game
about
Time
us.
will be at the hospital.
At www.daddysgametime.com. And you can also find us on
Facebook.com/thatisgametime.
and
Twitter at Daddy's Game Time.
Just at thatisgametime. Forgive them. Forgive them.
It was
Please
the
forgive
intensity. It was the intensity here.
so
This guy's just gonna die.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Like us on Facebook.
Hit us
Follow
with
us
a
on
tweet.
Twitter. Follow us on Instagram.
Instagram.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.